This story is based on a true ghost incident. The name of this movie is The Conjuring. In the beginning of this movie, we see the family of Roger and Caroline, who shift to a new house. But their dog does not enter this house. Roger has a daughter named April, who finds a toy near the tree. She keeps it. When all the girls are playing, a piece of wooden breaks. Roger comes there and checked. There was a storeroom. Roger forbids everyone to go down. Then all goes to sleep. At night, Roger's wife Caroline looks out of the window. Their dog barks at her. When Caroline wakes up in the morning, there is a mark on her leg. She ignores this and goes downstairs. There she finds that all the clocks in her house have stopped at 3 hours 7 minutes. April goes outside. They sees their dog has died. The next night again, the clocks stop at 3 hours 7 minutes in the room where Christine and Nancy are sleeping. Someone pulls Christine's leg. Roger still awake. He hears some knocking sound. He goes to find out the sounds in the house. Andrea tells him this is Cindy, who has come into her room with sleepwalking and she hitting her head on the almirah. Cindy has habit of sleepwalking, but here she hits her head on the almirah, which she had never done before. Roger puts Cindy to sleep in her room. Then the next morning, when Roger sees Caroline, there is another similar mark visible on her body. He tells her she should show this to a doctor, but Caroline again ignores this. Later, Roger goes to work and his daughters goes to school. Now only April and Caroline are at home. Caroline sees April talking to someone. April tells her she is talking to her new friend Rory, who she sees in the mirror of the toy, which she was found near the tree. April asks Caroline to play with her. They both start playing hide and seek with Taya blindfold. Caroline goes into the room looking for April and tells her to clap. Suddenly, almirah's doors opens. 2 hands come out and claps. Caroline checks the almirah, but there is no one's in it. She panics and takes off her bandage. April comes from outside and tells Caroline that she was in the other room. After this incident, we seeing sleeped Christine and Nancy at night. Someone pulls Christine's leg again. Christine gets up in fear and sees someone stands behind the door. She wakes up Nancy and tells her, "Look, he is watching us." Nancy goes there, but she does not see anyone. Christine tells her, "He is standing behind you," and then the door closes. Christine and Nancy start screaming. Hearing their screams, Roger, Caroline, and everyone comes to her room. Christine tells them she saw a ghost there and she also talked to him. Christine tells the ghost was saying that he will kill her entire family. After that, next night when Caroline applying medicine on the marks on her body, she hears the sound of clapping. Caroline thinks her daughters are playing. She goes and checks all her daughters' rooms, but they are all sleeping. Then suddenly all the photos placed near the stairs falls down and breaks. After that, Caroline hears laughter sounds. She goes down to see. There the storeroom door was opens and the sound of piano heard from downstairs. Caroline goes there in fear and says, "Whoever is downstairs, I am locking you." Then the door closes itself. Caroline falls in that room. She sees there is no one there. Then a ball comes towards her. Caroline gets scared and starts running upstairs from there, and then the burning bulb breaks. She lights a matchstick to find out who's doing all this. Then a voice asks her, "Will you play with me?" And then 2 hands come from behind with clapping. Caroline gets very scared and starts banging the door loudly, but it is locked from outside. Then we see Cindy in Andrea's room, who walks in her sleep and hitting her head on the almirah. Andrea stops her and makes her sleep on the bed. Then the almirah's doors open. Andrea goes to close. She sees a ghost on top of the almirah, who jumps on her. Both of them start screaming in fear. Then Roger comes home. He goes downstairs after hearing the screams and takes Caroline out from there. Then everyone reaches Andrea's room. Caroline and her daughters are very scared. Now they have knows that there's someone else here besides them. But Royer's still not able to understand anything. Now in this story, we seeing Aid and Lauren, who are paranormal investigators. They have many things in their house which have a dark shadow on them. These things are cursed. Aid and Lauren investigate the case. They bring the cursed things to their house and keep them locked in a room. One day Caroline goes and tells them The strange things are happening in her house. Can they come to check? Next day, Aid and Lauren comes to Royer's house. Caroline and Royer tell them, since they have lived to this house, the strange things are happening. In the morning, any bird who passes over their house dies and falls in their garden. Every night the clocks stop at 3 hours 7 minutes. The doors keep ringing whole night. Roger and Caroline shows them the storeroom. Lauren understands the situation, that something bad had happened here. She also hears many voices. Aid talks to Roger and Caroline. He records their entire conversation. Then Lauren talks to April and says that, your parents told her you have a friend. April tells her, her friend's name is Rory and he remains always sad. Lauren asks April, can she see her friend? When Lauren looks in the mirror of her toy, she sees a boy standing near the window. Lauren goes outside to the tree where April found the toy. Aid also comes there. Lauren sees that there is someone hanging from the tree who is visible only to her. Both of them ask Roger and Caroline who lived here before you. Roger tells them he had bought this house in an auction, so they don't knows. Then Lauren tells them she had seen a black shadow here. When both of them entered the house, that black shadow was standing behind Roger and Caroline. Second time they saw it standing behind the girls. This black shadow filled with a lot of hate. Aid and Lauren tell them they will ask someone to investigate this property. After that they left. At home, Aid was listening to the conversation which he had recorded, but he noticed Caroline and Royer's voice was not recorded in it. He tells this to Lauren. Only Aid's voice is there in it. Lauren tells Aid that many people have been killed that house. A woman gave her soul to the devil and killed those who occupied the land. After that, she hanged herself from that tree and died. The time of her death was 3 hours 7 minutes. Then another family lived in the same house. The Walkers, who had a son named Rory. Suddenly one day Rory disappeared in the forest and was not found anywhere. After that, Rory's mother killed herself in that storeroom. Lauren was telling all this to Aid. Suddenly the tape recorder kept there started. In this tape, along with Aid's voice, many screams sounds coming from Roger's house. Then the time on Aid's watch also shows 3 hours 7 minutes. Next day, Aid and Lauren comes to Caroline's house with True and a police officer, Brad. All of them installed a camera and sound recorder in every room of the house. They also installed a camera near the tree so that they can collect some evidence. After evidence, they could get permission from the church to solve the bad situation. Aid and Lauren tells both of them about all the incidents which happened in this house and put crosses everywhere. For the devil reacts. They can use it as evidence. Then the door of the storeroom opens automatically. Aid and Lauren goes to the storeroom and says, we want to talk to you. Tell us what happened. But they do not find anyone there and they come upstairs. The door closes automatically. Now to find evidence, all 4 of them stops at Caroline's house. Caroline now very tired. Aid tells her, you take rest. He and Lauren will take care of everything here. Caroline goes to rest in her room. Roger goes outside for a walk with his daughters. Lauren is spreading clothes outside. Then suddenly dark clouds comes and strong winds start blowing. A piece of cloth flies towards the window of Caroline's room. Lauren sees there is someone else in Caroline's room. She immediately goes towards her room. We see more marks appeared on Caroline's body. Then a bad spirit appears in front of Caroline. She starts screaming. Lauren reaches near the room. She can still hear Caroline's voice. But when Caroline opens the door, she tells Lauren that nothing happened in the room. Roger and his daughters returns home after a walk. That night, police officer Brad sees a maid who tells him, look what you made me for do. Brad follows her. The maid attacks him. Everyone comes near him. Then Cindy starts walking with sleep and goes to the Almira's room. Roger gonna stop her, but Aid stops him and says, someone else with her who's making her do this. Cindy locks herself in the room. Lauren listens the sound recorder of that room. Someone's telling Cindy, follow me, I hide here. When they open the door, Cindy not there. They following Cindy's footprints. They find a door inside the Almira. Cindy was there. April tells Lauren, Rory always hides here when he's scared. After this, Lauren goes inside and sees the toy that April found has been taken from that place. Then the wooden surface breaks and Lauren falls down. Still, she has April's toy with her. She looks into the toy mirror. She sees a woman behind her who tells her, "She made me do all this." Then Lauren sees a bad spirit in the air. She escapes from it. That spirit takes Lauren's pendant. Aid opens the door of the storeroom. Lauren comes out. She tells everyone she knows what had happened. That bad spirit had earlier controlled the mother in a family and killed the child. Now she wants to control Caroline. That's the reason why there are marks on Caroline's body. She wants to dominate Caroline. Then all the crosses kept there start falling down and someone pulling Nancy's hair. They all saved Nancy and record this incident, which gives them proof. Everyone starts leaving from that house. Then Lauren hears her daughter Julie's voice. She follows the voice and reaches near the pond, where she sees her daughter Julie floating inside the water. She immediately tries to pick her up, but it is a hoax. She gets scared and calls her home to find out about Julie. Julie is absolutely fine. After that, everyone leaves from there. Caroline and Royer going to live another house with their family. Aid and Lauren shows all the photos and videos to the father of the church. After seeing this, the father tells them he has never seen such thing before. He will talk to Caroline's family himself. Then Aid and Lauren leaves from there. After that, we see Aid and Lauren's daughter Julie, whose watch stops and someone pulls her leg. Julie wakes up and sees, but no one's there. She thinks her mom and dad had returned home. When Julie goes downstairs, she sees opened room door, where all the cursed things are kept, and Annabella doll was not in the cage. Julie gets scared and locks herself in a room, but when she looks back, Annabella doll's there. Julie gets scared and starts screaming loudly. Her grandmother wakes up. Aid and Lauren also comes home. They open the door and save Julie. Julie tells them Annabella doll was not in the cage. Aid goes to look, but this time Annabella doll was in the cage. Then we seeing Royer, who comes his house. Andrea tells him Caroline has gone somewhere with Christine and April. Royer calls Aid and Lauren. Lauren tells him the bad evil trying to overpowered on Caroline and wants to kill the children. Aid tells Roger to go back that house. They will meet there. After that, everyone reaches house. There Caroline tries to kill Christine. They all saved her. But April is not there. Drew goes to find April. The bad spirit does not let Caroline to go out of the house and pulls her back into the storeroom. Now to save Caroline, they tied her with a chair. Aid starts reciting holy mantras. The bad spirit screams very loudly and all things in the house starts falling down. Many birds surrounding the house outside. Drew searching April. He hears April's voice from below the kitchen. On the other hand, Aid tries to save Caroline by reciting mantras. Suddenly she starts flying in the air and the chair breaks and falls. The spirit is still inside Caroline's body. She tells Royer, "Your wife is dead and now is your turn." Then Drew shouts and says he has found April. She is below the kitchen. Caroline goes to April to kill her. Lauren and everyone followed her. Now Lauren reminds good memories to Caroline, which she was spent with her family. Everyone trying to encourage Caroline to fight with evil spirit. After that, spirit goes out from Caroline's body. Aid orders to spirit with reciting holy mantra to go back to hell. Now Caroline cured. She is able to go out of the house as well. All the marks on her body disappeared. Everyone's very happy. April gives Lauren back her pendant, which was left in the storeroom. At the end of the movie, Aid and Lauren bring that toy with them and keep it in that room where all the cursed things are kept. Now the movie ends here.